The contractor is going to have to be aware of when he installs this, he's probably going to get more business by repairing everything that has not been maintained for the last 5, 10, 20 years.
Welcome back to Contractor Corner. I'm Gary Parker alongside Keith Zander today. Keith, we are here discussing leak defense system and why it might be important for a contractor to add this to their toolbox. Tell me a little bit about why this is important to have this as an offering to their end users or customer base.
Oftentimes when we hear the term leak detection, the contractor really doesn't know whether we're talking about hiring an outside guy to come in and trace pipes and figure out where a leak is. But what this device is and how it's different is it is an inside the pipe or outside the pipe leak detection system that can enable the homeowner or wherever it's installed to determine whether you have normal water flow or abnormal water flow.
What's the difference between some of these conventionals that have maybe a rope sensor or something isolated? What makes the leak defense system inside and outside the pipe?
Most people are familiar with what we call a hockey puck or a water bug or a point of leak sensor. And so those detect the water once the water escapes out from the pipe. And so it's obvious. Water is supposed to stay inside the pipe. When it gets outside the pipe, it's a bad thing. We detect it, and a lot of other companies detect it, and then they alarm and give you some type of notification.
So that's outside the pipe?
Outside the pipe.
Okay.
And then we have an inside the pipe leak detection flow system, and you have a few components associated with that. You have a sensor, a flow sensor associated with it, and then if the water behaves like you don't want it to behave, then you want to shut the water off and protect the occupant of the house, the homeowner, whoever owns the property.
Why would a contractor find this beneficial to their end users?
So the contractor, when he goes into whatever user or customer he's dealing with, he's going to be able to explain what the benefit of this is from the standpoint of preventing catastrophic water damage. So that's the real piece of the puzzle, is we want to keep the water inside the pipe. If it gets out of the pipe or it flows differently than normal, we're going to notify the customer and we're going to automatically shut the water off. So that's the big picture. It's a automatic water shut-off device to prevent catastrophic water damage on any installation that you can imagine.
You mentioned to me earlier that a hybrid approach is best serving the end user and the contractor.
Absolutely. We've had insurance studies go on, and what they've shown is with the leak defense device, it's 94% effective in not allowing enough water to file a claim with the insurance company. Whereas the outside of the pipe are about 14% effective. It means only 14% of the time the homeowner, the real estate owner, is not going to have to file a claim. So the difference between those two obviously is significant, but when you combine them together, then you can increase that value from 94% to a higher value.
So that's the hybrid protection that inside and outside the pipe offers.
Absolutely. When we install this system initially, about 85% of the homeowners will identify a leak in the house somewhere.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Maybe something as simple as a toilet flapper that hasn't been replaced. Maybe it's something as simple as a leaking washer and a tub valve or something like that. But the contractor is going to have to be aware of when he installs this, he's probably going to get more business by repairing everything that has not been maintained for the last 5, 10, 20 years.
If you're going to safeguard something for your home, it's important for that contractor to emphasize that and say, look, do you want to protect something that could be up to 94% effective or just 14% effective? I mean, that message pretty much sells itself.
Absolutely. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to educate the contractor to really a new market type or a market style that they may not be familiar with. They may not be aware that this product exists, or they may have seen other devices on the market. So what we're going to do today is show you differences between us and the other folks, but primarily to give you the theory of operation and show the contractor how it works, the different components, and what we can interact with the various systems that you have in the house.
Sounds good. Let's take a look.